Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Said Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. So, I got a message from a woman, and she said something very interesting that I'm sure that a lot of you may have thought about before, because I know I did. She said that I was talking about forgiveness, because I talk a lot about forgiveness, because a lot of people I've come to find what's holding them back emotionally is they're holding on to something someone did to them at some point in time. And in most cases, the people who end up drug addicts, alcoholics, in bad emotional states, a lot of times is something that someone did to them from the past, some kind of act, some kind of trauma, some kind of PTSD, something like that. And I've come to find that when they're able to forgive these monstrosities, these horrific acts, that it frees them. Forgiveness frees the person from that hurt, that bitterness, whatever it is that's thrown them into addiction. I'll give you a perfect example. Watch that show Intervention. When I used to live in the States, Intervention was my show. And if you ever watch Intervention, almost every single episode, the person is holding on to something from the past. Their dad was mean to them. Their mom left them. Their father died. They got raped. They got abused. They got molested. They got beat. Something happened to them, sometimes more than once, or just one major event. And in almost every single case, they're holding on to it, and this thing has manifested as addiction. And in every single case, one of the things that happen if they get clean and are able to, make the program is they forgive. So she said that I was talking about forgiveness and how important it is if you want to have a healthy emotional state and you want to come away from depression, you want to come away from anxiety, you want to come away from those kinds of things. You have to start to forgive the people, the situations, the things that have harmed you. Not that you're condoning their behavior, but you're letting it go. You're saying to yourself, I'm not going to let this define me and hold me back. I'm going to forgive. I'm going to release. So she said that she listened to that and she thought it made sense to her. And she said that this was her problem. She said she can forgive, she can release, but she can't get away from being afraid of it happening again. So when someone harms you, let's say, for example, your husband cheats on you or your wife cheats on you, you're going to have a hard time trusting that they're not going to do it again. Because when somebody does something once, it's easier after that, every time after that, to push past it and do it again. You've already broken the vow. You've already done the thing, So it's easier every time to do it again. So a lot of people, even though it might not happen again, but a lot of people will always have that fear. And that's what she's saying. She's like, okay, I forgave it, I let it go, but I'm afraid. So you're afraid of your spouse cheating again. Or let's say you're not with that spouse anymore. You're now afraid of your new lover, husband, wife cheating on you. So that fear, that trauma has now caused you to have a fear of this situation repeating itself, showing back up in your life. And this is the thing. Forgiveness does not mean that this will not happen again. So you have to come away from the guarantee that because I forgave Johnny for stabbing me with that fork, that means that nobody else is ever going to stab me with a fork. And that is not what it means. Just because you forgave Johnny doesn't mean that Stella won't turn around and stab you with a fork. You see? It's not a guarantee of that at all. You don't get that. You don't get a guarantee that because you forgave your husband for cheating on you, he won't cheat again. You don't get that guarantee. What you get from forgiveness is not a guarantee that everything's going to be okay after that. What you get from forgiveness is release from the grip, okay, the death grip that this hurt, that this pain, that this trauma has on your person. That's what you get. You don't get a guarantee of nothing else going wrong, or that this person won't do this again, or that the next person might do something similar. You don't get that. So you have to come away from even expecting it, because I'm telling you right now, you're not going to get it. But what you are going to get is release from all that hurt, all that bitterness, all that pain, all that shit you're holding on to in your body and in your heart and in your stomach. Because these are the areas I always feel it in my heart and in my stomach, your back. You're going to get a release from all of the stuff that you're holding on to, the weight that you're carrying from the pain that you keep on reliving over and over and over again. You're going to get relief from that. That's what you get from forgiving and releasing. You get to not relive that nightmare time and time again. You get to not see that demon in your dreams. You get to not cry yourself to sleep. You get released from what you're holding on to. That's what release means. Because when you're holding on to unforgiveness, you're holding on to all this bad energy. And you know what happens to that bad energy? It makes you a really miserable person. It gives you aches, it gives you pains, it makes you tight in the chest. Like you feel it in your physical body. It gives you, a anxious stomach. It doesn't do anything positive for you. It puts you on, this like anxious all the time, So it's not doing anything for you. Holding on to the anger that you have against somebody for something that they did to you does not do anything for you. It takes from you. That's why I encourage forgiveness. Trust and believe me, if holding a grudge was going to give you some kind of power or some kind of energy or do something for you, I would tell you to hold on to it. But I know that it tears you apart from the inside out. That's why I tell you to let it go. Someone once said that holding on to anger, resentment, and unforgiveness was like holding on to hot coals. Expecting them to burn the other person. So you holding on to these hot coals and they turning into cancers in your body. They're turning into ulcers in your body. They're making you miserable. They're aging your face. They're keeping you from fully enjoying your life and your friends. And they're keeping you from living in joy. But you're holding on to it because you think it's hurting, it's helping you and hurting someone else. It's not doing anything but hurting you. That's it. It's not even hurting the other person, because the person that you're not forgiving, the person you have unforgiveness towards, probably doesn't care. Not to be rude, but seriously, they probably don't care. And I had to think about this because I'm sitting here holding grudges. These people don't care about that no more. It's not doing anything for you. It is not doing anything against or for them. It's throwing some bad energy towards them sometimes, but that's only coming right back to you and your karma. So it's not doing anything for you that's positive. So my recommendation is to heal it and release it. And know that just because you forgave it doesn't mean you might not have something similar happen to you. Sometimes forgiveness means that the person that did whatever they did need to come out of your life now. Sometimes it's forgiving and releasing the person. Just because you forgave a person doesn't mean you have to be involved with them. Doesn't mean you have to be around them. You can forgive them and release them with the energy and with the emotions. Just let it go. Like Tina Turner said, let it go, let it go, let it go. Just let it go and move on. Okay? I hope that helps you. All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So, if you would like to send me a love donation, I'll drop my PayPal. If you want a tarot or an oracle card reading, I'll leave my email. Email me for an appointment. If you would like me to answer a question, drop it underneath here or email it to me or send it to me on Facebook or Instagram. I'll leave all that information underneath this video. Okay, guys? If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it on to somebody else who may be thinking exactly the same thing. I mean, hey, we all got to think our way through this, right? We're all going to think and love our way to emotional healthiness, right? It's very possible in this lifetime. Let's make it happen. See you later.